In a small village nestled between dusty roads and golden fields lived a boy named Arjun. His house was modest, a thatched roof, mud walls, and a courtyard where his mother grew a few vegetables. His father was a farmer, working from dawn to dusk in the fields, while his mother managed the home and did part-time work in nearby houses to make ends meet. They didn't have much, but there was warmth in their home and hope in their hearts. Arjun was different from the other kids in his village. While most of them were content playing in the fields or helping their parents with the daily chores, Arjun had a strange curiosity. He loved to look at the sky, not just to admire the clouds, but to wonder what lay beyond them. He had never seen an airplane up close, but the sound of one flying overhead filled him with dreams that seemed far bigger than the world around him. His village school was poorly equipped. The classrooms were small, benches broken, and books shared among students. But for Arjun, even that place was magical. He would sit at the front, eyes wide, soaking in every word his teacher said, as if each sentence were a treasure. He had a thirst for knowledge that couldn't be quenched. After school, while others played or rested, he would rush to the small community library, just a tiny room with donated books, and read until the sun went down. Arjun's father didn't quite understand his son's fascination with education. "What will you do with all this learning?" he would ask. "You'll still have to till the land." But Arjun would just smile. He didn't argue because he knew his dreams were invisible to those who had never been allowed to dream themselves. One day a new teacher came to the school from the city. He had studied in big institutions and had come to the village as part of a rural education program. He noticed Arjun right away, the spark in his eyes, the hunger to learn. After a few weeks, the teacher called Arjun aside and asked about his plans for the future. Arjun, shy at first, said he wanted to become a scientist and work on something that would help farmers like his father. The teacher was moved. He said, "If you work hard, Arjun, nothing can stop you. Not money, not your background, nothing." That was the first time someone outside his family had told him that he could actually achieve his dreams. It was the validation he needed. From that day on, Arjun's routine became even more intense. He would study late into the night under the dim light of a kerosene lamp. He would walk miles to get access to better books, often skipping meals to save the little money he had for stationery and notebooks. Years passed. Arjun completed his 10th grade exams and not only topped his school but ranked among the highest in the entire district. His name appeared in the local newspaper, and suddenly he was no longer just the son of a farmer. He was a boy with promise. The village celebrated his success, and even his father began to look at him differently. There was pride in his father's eyes now, and his mother could hardly stop smiling. But Arjun knew that the real journey had only just begun. He now dreamed of studying at one of the top engineering colleges in the country. The entrance exam for it was one of the toughest in the world. Students from rich families attended expensive coaching centers in cities, had access to top tutors, and spent years preparing. Arjun had none of that. What he had was determination. He borrowed books, downloaded free study materials from the internet whenever he could get access in a nearby town, and followed online lectures on a borrowed smartphone. There were days when he felt overwhelmed. The pressure, the fatigue, and the constant comparison with well-equipped students made him doubt himself. But each time he felt like giving up, he would go to the edge of the village, sit under the large banyan tree, and remind himself of why he started: to rise. Not just for himself, but for everyone who never got a chance to fly. After a year of relentless preparation, sleepless nights, and countless sacrifices, the day of the exam finally came. Arjun traveled to the city, appearing for the exam with nothing but his faith and focus. The paper was tough, but he had faced tougher days in life. He gave it his best and returned, not knowing what the future held but confident that he had done everything he could. Weeks later, the results were announced. Arjun had not just cleared the exam, he had secured a seat in one of the top engineering institutes in the country. The boy who once studied under a kerosene lamp was now going to sit in air-conditioned classrooms with some of the brightest minds in the nation. The village erupted in joy. Even people who had once mocked his dreams came to congratulate him. His parents were in tears. For them, it was not just their son's victory, but the victory of every farmer, every poor child who had been told to stay within their limits. College life was a new world. The language, the culture, the lifestyle, it was all foreign to Arjun. In the beginning, he struggled. He wasn't fluent in English, he didn't own a laptop, and he often felt out of place among his well-dressed classmates. But he reminded himself again and again, I didn't come here to compete with anyone. I came here to learn, to grow, to make my dream a reality. Slowly, things began to change. He picked up the language, found part-time work to save up for a laptop, and started excelling in his subjects. Professors noticed his dedication. He was soon selected for a research project that aimed to develop low-cost agricultural equipment for small farmers. Arjun had come full circle, working on something that directly aligned with the promise he had once made to himself.